Hello, so I'm going to be talking about my progress with SAFEMEDs throughout the course of the past couple of weeks. So you can see when I first started Deck 1, um, I was at a low level, and then it went to moderate to a high level, and I was able to pass my um, Excel and get those 14 correct. I went up to 16 correct. And then I was able to move on to deck two. In deck two, I was at a bit lower level and then was able to get to moderate, getting an average at about 8, 9 answers correct throughout my time doing deck two. Um, One of the things that I really implemented during my deck one when I first really started Safe Meds was making sure I was holding myself accountable with daily study time, setting reminders on my phone, having a journal with daily to-do lists, making sure Safe Meds was on there. I would also write down all of the words and definitions because I felt like repetition for me is key in being able to learn and understand all of the different terminology. I also had flashcards that I would create on top of writing the words down. So that was able to help me get from a low level to a high level. I started implementing the same strategies with Deck 2, which allowed me to go a little bit higher towards the last week in my study sessions with Safe Meds. You can see that it was my variables were all over the place here, and it just you can see in this area right here, my study methods were just not as on top of how they had been previously with deck one. And you can see how I struggled during this course of weeks right here. But then when I started implementing my strategies again, I remained stable and then I was able to increase. So I will definitely be taking that into consideration as I continue to do safe meds throughout the rest of my courses. I'm also going to make sure that I stay on top of my studying, having my to-do list, my flashcards on hand, and those daily reminders to continue to hold myself accountable. And not only that, but I feel accountability is key. I've mentioned it a lot. Having another person to rely on to say, hey, have you studied today? Did you take time to study today? That way I have reminders pretty much everywhere I go in order to help me continue to learn and continue to grow in these areas.